Welcome to Jim's Having an Episode, number 14. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I think it was about time that I do an update. I haven't really had a whole lot to talk about during the spring, but being so close to what's supposed to be happening in 2026, this was supposed to be a happy update. No, it's not. And before I get into the news, I need to bring my new subscribers up to date on how 2025 ties in with 2026. So I'm going to do this quick because I know I've talked about this a number of times. In 2017, I did a bike ride from Hamilton to Temagami. Temagami holds a special place in my heart, and I had a reason to do it. But I didn't film it very well. I needed a challenge. It was double the distance that I normally do on a bike trip. So, yeah, I did the trip. I didn't document it very well because at the time I didn't have an audience. I didn't even have a YouTube channel. So, 2025, I decided to do Temagami justice. So I called the film Temagami Revisited and Beyond. And it was beyond for a reason. So I set out in August of 2025 and I documented this trip really well. It was 711 kilometers. It took me about 18, 19 days. I don't remember how many days it was. But I did a better job than I did in 2017, and I was happy. It wasn't until I got to Temagami when I realized I had a chance to do something extraordinary. It was my intention this year to pick up where I left off because, you know, I'm still part of the working class, and I don't have a whole lot of time to pull off extended trips. So yeah, I was to be dropped off in Temagami, where I would begin a trip that I was going to call Temagami Beyond. This trip would have taken me north to places like Latchford, Cobalt, Temiskaming Shores, New Liskeard, Cochrane, Smooth Rock Falls, Kappas Casing, Hearst, and make my way back down to White River. And that's as far as I'm going to go with that because I could talk about the entire trip, but I'm not going to. But that would have been the first third of the trip, which would have been about 760 kilometers, give or take. So I am sad to say I'm really disappointed that I have to cancel 2026. And I'm canceling for 3 reasons. One is the air quality. Forest fires in northwestern Ontario. When you're spending on an average of 12 hours a day out on the road in bad air quality, that is going to have consequences, and no, can't do it. The other reason was, if I get, say, 700 kilometers in, I could run into a roadblock and have the Ontario Provincial Police tell me that I have to turn around and go back for my safety. And if that was the case, I would not have the time needed to get home and get back to work. The third reason, even if I did make it to White River, there is no guarantee that that train is going to run. They're not going to send a passenger train through a forest fire. So if I got to White River, and the train's not running, it could be months before I get on that train, and I don't have that kind of time. So, for those three reasons, I'm putting an end to this trip. And as stubborn as I am, I'm going to try next year. I'm going to get ready for next year. So, you know, I'm disappointed. I'm crushed. You know, it's like taking a sucker from a baby. You don't realize how much, how happy you were with that sucker until somebody took it away. And I always said, you know, the bike riding that I do is the one thing that nobody can take away from me. Well, apparently somebody can. It's not actually someone, it's something, and that's climate. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics of climate change or the weather or the forest fires in northwestern Ontario. But politics do play a role in climate change, and it's unfortunate. And I'm not going to get into all that. I'm not going to get into all that because I'll be here for another hour. So I'm out on the Hamilton to Brantford rail trail. It's a trail that, for some reason, I've ignored my entire life up until last year. I said, hey, how about that Hamilton to Brantford rail trail? You know, I've never ridden it. I know about it, but I've never ridden it. So last year I was out here a couple of times. I was out here a couple of times in the spring. And man, it's a fantastic trail. The first 20 kilometers is a bit of an incline. It's a little bit of work, but it's gorgeous. It's beautiful out here. So yeah, I'm here doing commentary, and there's a lot. The trail is busy, which is causing some more issues with pedestrians, and I don't want to get into that, but yeah, there's a lot I need to talk about, and there was so much that I wanted to say about this trip coming up that I really wasn't going to tell you anything, because I needed this commentary. Everything I wanted to say on camera, I could have used it on my trip and explained these things as I went. So I think while I'm riding today, I'll tell you a few things that normally I would not have said, because like I said, I'm saving it for the bike trip so that I have a commentary that I desperately need, and there's so much that I need to say about this trip that I'll reveal a few things. So I'll start with one thing, and I'm going to do a little bit of bike ride. I brought a cheat sheet with me because during the spring I thought a lot of things about this trip, and I wrote them down. I wrote them down so that I wouldn't forget. These things I need to discuss about this trip. So I brought along a cheat sheet with me, just topics. Well, once I look at a topic, I'll be able to discuss it. So I don't want to stand here for the next hour discussing all these things. I'm not going to tell you everything, but I'll tell you a few things. First off, about this trip, I spent the entire winter searching YouTube for any bike packer who's documented a bike trip between North Bay and Thunder Bay on Highway 11. I was hoping to find something so that I could get a heads up. I could see how they did, what their concerns were, things to look out for, just to give me a little bit of a heads up. Nope. There was nothing. Which led me to believe if I do this trip, I'll be the first one to document it on YouTube. So I was really getting motivated. I did my homework. I've researched this highway that I think I've only driven once, maybe twice when I was a kid. I researched it hard. In fact, I did my homework. In my logbook that I bring with me, at the back of the logbook, I have 8 pages of information that I wrote in there so that when I'm out there, there are no surprises. I know what's going on. I know where the towns are. I know where to ration my water. I know where to get my water. I know where to camp. Like all that stuff. Distances between towns. I'm ready to go. And my legs are more than ready to go. I'm ready to go right now. But I can't, it's not going to happen. What else? So I did my homework. Man. I was leading into the next thing. Okay, I got it. I will say this about Highway 11. Highway 11 from North Bay north is considered to be one of the most dangerous highways in North America. The reason for that is it's a 90-kilometer highway. People usually travel around 110, 120. It's remote. It's a remote highway. Distances between towns can be as much as 80, 90 kilometers. The OPP, the Ontario Provincial Police, rarely patrol these highways. Yes, they have a police station in places like Cochrane, Kapuskasing, even Hearst, but the highway's not patrolled as much as, say, some of the 400 series highways here in southern Ontario. So I had to worry a little bit about that because I've seen a lot of, you can find it on YouTube. I searched a lot of news reports about this highway, and there's a lot of complaints about safety on this highway. Accidents are happening a lot. I don't know what the reasons for these accidents are. There's head-on collisions. People are falling asleep. People are getting impatient to pass because it's only a 2-lane highway, 1 lane both ways. And that, in a nutshell, gave me an idea of what I was getting into. So, that being said, I'm going to go into my cheat sheets and see if there's anything else I could talk about without getting into everything. So, I'm really devastated. I brought a tear towel. I brought a tear towel because I never really thought anything would get in the way of, I didn't think there was anything out there that would take my trips away, other than me injuring myself. But apparently Mother Nature has been trying to put a dent in my trips for years now. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to look at my cheat sheets. I'm going to do a little bit of writing and see if there's anything else I want to bring up. So, yeah, I'm devastated. I'm devastated. So, 2026 was supposed to be anywhere from 1,800 to 2,000 kilometers. And I'll tell you right now, I did not have a good winter. I did nothing. But then I haven't exactly been doing very well mentally at all. So when I pulled my bike out in the spring, I felt it. Thought, there's no way you're going to be ready for this. Discipline is everything. You could talk about training, you could talk about your diet, you could talk all you want about the things you're going to do, but to be ready for it, you have to be disciplined. I knew that. It was in the back of my head. So I pulled my bike out in the spring. I was in horrible shape. Since spring, I kick butt. On my bike every day, weekends, longer rides. You don't want to override, because once you start feeling pain and tiredness, you're defeating the purpose of training. So, yeah, I did about 1,500 kilometers of training just in the past month and a half alone. I ride to work every day. I climb what we call here in Hamilton the escarpment. Oh, bugs out here. And my legs are great. My knees have recovered. I think the only thing I feel about in my knees is the fact that my knees, there's little air pockets in there. So every once in a while you get a snap, crackle, pop. My feet are in good shape, and my legs have done well. Hello. Hi. Hello. What's that?
Why do you have a helmet on?
Because I left my bike over here. This is a good question. Yeah. From here down, my legs are ready to go. When I started riding this trail back in the spring, I was hurting when I got home. And now I'm riding with a little bit of weight, and I'm just dominating this trail. I feel great. I'm ready to go. So, God, these bugs. It's not over yet. Oh. 2027. Let's shoot for that. Because you know what? I'm going to stay on it. I'm stubborn. I'm going to stay on it until I do this trip. It gives me another year to prepare, which is a good thing. So, maybe a little bit later we could talk about equipment. So, all right, let's go. So everything I've been talking about and some of the things I'm going to be talking about is unscripted. So I'm really trying hard not to leave anything out, to forget anything. And I forgot a thing or two. It is what it is. The only thing that's not scripted is my little cheat sheet of topics to talk about. So I think when I get back to the train station there, I'll do a little blurb about my equipment, because I don't know, I kind of think it's important, and I need material. No, I'm not going to talk about golf balls on the side of the road. I'm not going to talk about lug nuts. Remember that one? When you were out that long on an expedition, you think of some crazy things to talk about, and I don't know if it's loneliness or not, and your camera's your best friend. No, I'm not going to name my camera Wilson, but you kind of talk about things that come off the top of your head, and it's a good thing. Kind of hard to do this one-handed. This is a great trail. I don't know why I've ignored it for so long. I never shied away from it. It just never dawned on me that I could utilize this trail. And that gives me now 5 ways of getting out of town. Or at least getting out of the city anyway, from my house. So, I live in a good spot. 4 rail trails to get out of town. Hello. Okay, lost my train of thought. Got to keep my eyes on the trail. All right, let's talk about equipment. It shouldn't take long. I had my sleeping pad replaced. I don't know if you remember from one of my canoe trips. My sleeping pad went down. I ended up sleeping on the hard ground, and that cut my trip short. The sleeping bag, or the sleeping pad, split at the seams, so it was unrepairable. At least I couldn't do it. And I have another one, which is the same model. That one went down as well. So I picked up a new one. Cost me about $350, but I got $50 off because I became a member. Gotta do what you gotta do, right? Those 2 sleeping pads combined were worth about $750, and they only lasted about 5 years. I'm not going to say who the maker was. I probably should, just to warn other people. Okay, it was Xped. Yeah, not too happy with that. So I picked up a sleeping pad. It wasn't the same manufacturer, and I was ready to go. I think that's pretty much it for camping equipment. Everything I've had was pretty much ready to go. Now, for the bike, I picked up 2 new panniers on the front. I don't like them. They're about $150 a piece. They're great. I use them for work. They're fine, but on a trip, no. The big reason is that the buckles here are too high up on the bag. The other set I have is a cheaper set, but I've used them on my Temagami trip and they're awesome. That buckle is down further on the bag so that I'm able to cinch. I'm on a cinch here. Like, I can't pull this anymore, but if that buckle was down there, I'd be able to cinch up a lot better. So these are great for going to and from work or day trips or whatever. That's fine, but I'll never use them on an extended bike trip. Tires. They are bald. Yes, bald. Just like my head. There's a reason for that. I've been training on these tires. They're puncture resistant. I wouldn't say puncture proof, but I'm able to train on these. And what I was going to do is, a week before the trip, I would have put new tires on and re-grease those front hubs. I cannot express that more. I've had my hubs go dry once, and I've learned my lesson. So before every trip, re-grease your hubs. I have the new back rim on this bike. I put it on because I have so much work to do, or I would have had so much work to do to pack, and I've started my 3-pack process. I got through the first pack. The other 2 packs, obviously, were done. But this rim here, it's my 4th rim. Or is it my 3rd rim? Honestly, I like it. I don't honestly believe it's going to last 2,000 kilometers. So I might be in the market for a new rim next year. The reason for that is my other two rims and the one rim I got last year split, cracked from spoke to spoke to spoke to spoke to spoke. Those spokes were literally pulling through the rim and cracking the entire rim. I noticed the first time, I think it was on my Tour de Beauce. I noticed it on the last day and made it home. After getting a new rim and doing my Temagami Revisited, I noticed when I got home, actually I didn't notice it, the bike shop noticed it, said, hey, your rims have split again. And it has everything to do with the weight. The fact that I'm sitting over top of that wheel, I got panniers there, and I got the trailer. Those rims take a lot of punishment. So anyway, new rim. I had new brakes put on because I beat the hell out of my brakes. When I come home from work, I got to go down this mountain. I'm braking heavy. So throughout the course of the season so far, I've worn them out. I got new brakes on there now. What else do you do? New chain, new cog. I mean, your drivetrain is everything. So when you leave on a trip, make sure that you change your cog and your chain. They go together. Okay? Because the chain stretches, the cog wears, and they all wear together. So that if you have a worn cog and a brand new chain, it's not gonna work. You got to change the two at the same time. You get a new chain, get a new cog. So for next year, I'm going to beat the hell out of this bike this summer and into the fall, which means I'll probably be looking at a new rim, be changing my cog and chain again. I'll probably need new brakes. I will have to re-grease that front hub and get new tires. So yeah, every year you got to spend money to make sure that your bike gives you peace of mind. You take care of your equipment, it'll take care of you. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's really anything else. These bags I've had since day one, back in 2013, and I love them because they got pockets. They got pockets here, pockets on the side, pockets on the back, and they're not molded pockets, they're sewn pockets, so they're not going to fall off like my original ones I had on the front. Probably stick with the seat, but I think that's pretty much it for equipment. I didn't say there was going to be a lot, but I'm just rambling now, so yeah, I'm not sure that's it, but I'll put a button on this film on my way back. The air quality is much better today. Not like it was the last 4 days. So, now that my trip is officially canceled, I've taken back some holidays, but I've kept 2 weeks. So what am I going to do in 2 weeks? Which is 22 days from now. What am I going to do? I don't have a backup plan. I didn't have a backup plan because why would I have a backup plan? I got to do something. I got to go somewhere or I'm going to go through withdrawal. And not only that, come October, I'm going to have nothing to put on my channel. I have a few ideas, but you know, 22 days from now, take back a week's holidays, so we're probably talking 29 days from now. 29 days to come up with something, do the research, and implement the trip. Man, it's a lot of work. But I guarantee I'm going to be doing something. I just don't know what yet. I thought about taking this Hamilton to Brantford trail. And when you get to Brantford, which is about 60 kilometers from my home, I believe there's a rail trail that goes from Brantford to Lake Erie. Should come out somewhere around the Port Dover area, and plan my trip from there. I know I've got Selkirk Provincial Park. But in Southern Ontario, you don't have a lot of camping possibilities from where I think I'm going to go. I have to weigh all my options, go with the best one, and try to figure out how to pull this off in the time that I got left. Like I said, Beyond Temagami is not dead done. Next year. Next year. All right, on to the next one. So, this will put okay, that wasn't going to work. So I think I'm going to put an end to Jim's having an episode number 14. I'll try to come back on in a couple of weeks, or maybe in 3 weeks, with any developments or anything I'm coming up with. But rest be assured, 2026, I'm going to salvage. I spent the money on equipment. I spent the money on getting my bike ready. And I'm going to have to do all that again next year anyway, so I might as well take my equipment and beat the hell out of it. So, thanks for tuning in, and see you on the next one.